All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. What do we have here? That's bizarre. Somebody who is beholden to the Democratic Party is spying on a Republican. That's never happened before. What's going on here? Rod Rosenstein's staff might be spying on me, Louie Gohmert. So President Obama, whether you're talking about James Clapper lying under oath regarding the NSA spying on Americans, we have 139 people. I don't even think it's a minute in. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone in Florida and around the world. Hello, everyone. I'm yelling because I just love all of you. I think you're fantastic. Hello, Utah. Thank you so much for watching. To my super chat, thank you so much. You give me every incentive to keep doing this instead of the uploads, which a lot of people still want the uploads. Hello, Australia. Hello, Texas. Speaking of Texas, let's get to it. Texas Congressman Louie Gohmert told Fox Business that his sense tells him Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein's representatives could be spying on him. I've been told in the past there's been great concern about who I saw, what I did, and that I was being monitored. And was even told they know everybody that walks in your office. Gohmert said during an interview on Lou Dobbs Tonight on Monday. Last week, Rosenstein was grilled before the House Judiciary Committee about the documents he's been withholding from Congress. Rosenstein also is the type of individual, when you just look at how he reacted. When you look at how he reacted to Jim Jordan saying, did you threaten people? Did you threaten Devin Nunes's staff and other congressional Republican staff? And he said, what was it? Did you threaten to subpoena phone calls? And he said, it's impossible to subpoena phone calls. What do you think I'm going to do? Go back in time in some quantum physics reality as they're speaking into the phone, into the cell phone? Obviously, Jim Jordan meant, did you subpoena phone records or tapes of phone calls? But Rosenstein oversees over 100 people, 100,000 people. Sniffles. Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle during the whole conference or the testimony. I'm not the one doing the redacting, sir. Well, that is really a mark of leadership. Blame it on the redactors. Blame it on people who were redacting. 3 minutes in, 340 people. Exactly. Green Party, Red Femme XX, thank you for always watching. I really hate how they dance around semantics to get away with it. Exactly. They dance around semantics, and what they do is they say, well, no, we would never spy. We would never spy. We just have an all-on scandal. We've just been spying on Trump since 2015. We wiretapped everyone he spoke to. Thus, in terms of incidental communication, he was caught within the wiretaps. We spied on Americans, and James Clapper lied under oath. John Brennan spied on the Senate, and he lied under oath. Lisa Lister, thank you. Thank you, Lisa Lister. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa Lister. 1776, that's right. July 4th, 2 days from now. 4th, have a safe and happy 4th of July, everyone. We have almost 400 people watching. Let's make this a good segment. Gohmert, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, said the idea of being spied on became more apparent after he released a 48-page report on special counsel Robert Mueller. This is an MO of these guys, and somehow, some way, we've got to break the back of this Spygate that keeps going on around here. I might not agree with Louie Gohmert on everything, but he believes he has a value system. He's not a phony. Democrats are a bunch of phonies. They don't even believe what they claim to believe. Kamala Harris today said, well, what is she? Who it was? Oh, she was responding to ICE. Well, we don't separate. The Democrats don't separate kids from parents, rip babies from parents. Yes, they do. Haven't you read the Guardian article by Lauren Gambino, orphaned by deportation? That was under President Obama. That's a Guardian article. New York Magazine article regarding the Senate report. And Senator Harris, I guess, hasn't read this report. New York Magazine report, Obama administration handed child migrants over to human traffickers. That doesn't seem like a difficult thing to comprehend, does it? Is that a difficult thing to comprehend? How difficult is that to comprehend? How difficult is that to understand? I have like 1,000 whatever retweets. I don't want ICE to be abolished. And I support people doing good things like giving food and saving immigrants from the desert. There are, of course, some things that ICE needs to reform, like any organization. But I don't support abolishing it. I support its existence because Democrats supported its existence when they were in power. Gee, I wonder how that works. Thank you, Lisa Lister. What do I think of InfoWars? I mean, I like Alex Jones, but I mean, not everything Alex Jones says I agree with or, I'm down with, but I like Alex Jones. I think he's, entertaining, and a lot of times he's right. But like everybody, he's not always right, but I like him. I like InfoWars. The same people who hate InfoWars are like, yeah, Russia interfered in the election. Really? That's the biggest conspiracy theory of all time. 7 minutes in, we have almost 500 people. Tweet this out. Let's get this party started. Okay, so share this on Facebook. Steam it wherever you're at. This is the Fox News article. So Fox Business. Rod Rosenstein's staff might be spying on me, Louie Gohmert. Now, before we get to Rod Rosenstein again, because he just had an interview with Tucker Carlson. Dennis Kucinich was spied on. So you can't just say that, oh, it's Louie Gohmert. Oh, it's some conservative guy. Dennis Kucinich on Trump's wiretap charge. It happened to me. Here's the Hill article. Every single thing I say, ladies and gentlemen, is backed up by a reputable source. The Hill is a reputable source. If you want to see CNN, Fox, I use all these sources that are viewed to be reputable. A person on the left might not find Fox reputable, but a person on the right wouldn't find CNN reputable. The point is, I back up everything I say with an article from a source that a great many people view to be reputable. No one can accuse me of, fake news or anything. That's why when Ross Story wrote a recent hit piece on me because I joined the NRA, and the NRA retweeted my Daily Caller article, and they're like, oh yeah, he's still spreading the uranium deal myth. Well, I actually quote from a New York Times article, Cash Flow to Clinton Foundation Amid Russian Uranium Deal. It's a 2015 article. Dennis Kucinich on Trump's wiretap charge. It happened to me. Wait a second. This isn't just Louie Gohmert after the Inspector General report. Swanee Scotty, thank you. Ralph Nieves, thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. Swanee Scotty, can you give a shout out to Cory Bernardi, leader of the Australian Conservative Party, who are trying to get rid of the deep state here? Best of luck, Cory Bernardi. And I hope Mr. Bernardi is successful in at least limiting the power of intelligence communities within the Australian government, or the intelligence agencies within the Australian government. Australian Secret Intelligence Service. So, thank you, Swanee Scotty. Corey Bernardi, let's just look up Corey Bernardi really quickly. Best of luck in doing in Australia what we're trying to do here. And of course, when I think of Australia, I think of Julian Assange, Australian citizen who should be free. And were it not for intel services or, people who are going after a publisher, he would be free. He should be free, and I've written about that, and I advocate that. Swanee Scotty, thank you. But let's go ahead. It's not just Louie Gohmert. We'll get back to Louie Gohmert, but it's Dennis Kucinich on Trump's wiretap charge. It happened to me. He's backing up Trump. You can't get more opposite from President Trump in many ways than Dennis Kucinich, although actually both are the lesser, both are less hawkish than the average Democrat. Former Representative Dennis Kucinich is defending President Trump's claims about being wiretapped by the Obama administration, saying during an appearance on Fox News, The O'Reilly Factor, that his own phone had been tapped. Kucinich told Bill O'Reilly Monday night that a phone call to his congressional, this is a couple years, 2017? Yeah, March 2017. Kucinich told Bill O'Reilly Monday night that his phone call to his congressional office from a foreign leader was tapped in 2011. Kucinich said he listened to the recording after leaving office in 2015. He listened to a recording of them wiretapping him. And you can rest assured they had no warrant. Kucinich wasn't under investigation. I had a resolution in the House trying to stop the war. And a high-ranking official in Libya's government and the son of President Gaddafi called me to talk about it. I cleared the discussion with House attorneys, and a member of Congress is not supposed to be listened to by the executive branch. The director of national intelligence under President Obama was tracking my resolution, and I didn't find out until 2 years later that after I had left Congress. They had no right to tap his phone, yet they did. He didn't find out until years after he left Congress. And of course, everyone's paranoid. It's all a conspiracy theory. And yet they're always caught red-handed. Peter Strzok, oh, we have to stop Trump. Oh, you're just, it's conspiracy theory. Oh my goodness. Horace, L'chaim, Horace, thank you. Thank you, Horace, for your continued support of this channel. And as my voice grows, I hope everyone's voice here grows as well. We got 600 people, 14 minutes in. Horace, thank you so much for your support of this channel. Swanee Scotty, thank you, Swanee. Thank you. Horace, thank you as always. Toda rabah, which means thank you in Hebrew. And L'chaim, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you, Horace, for your continued support, and everybody for tuning in. And in the super chat, we always have 600 to 1,000. Sometimes we've hit 1,800. We've hit 1,700 at one night we hit like 16 to 1,700. It was crazy. In the middle of the night, it was like an HA after dark. Kucinich revealed in a Friday FoxNews.com column that investigative reporters from the Washington Times contacted him after obtaining the tape to verify his voice in the recording. When I met them at a Chinese restaurant in Washington, they played back audio of a call I had taken in my D.C. congressional office 4 years earlier. So let's go to that Fox News article, and we'll get back to Louie Gohmert. Dennis Kucinich, I'm no fan of Trump's, but he's got a point about wiretapping. His phones were tapped. And even if they didn't tap his own cell phone, it's called incidental communication. I believe that's what the phrase is. Your tweets are not coming up on my follow feed. Is that shadow banning? Rob R71, thank you. You know what they do? You know what Twitter does with my account, which is hilarious? I actually, you can only use like memes from Twitter, like Twitter memes. When it's a meme of whatever, you don't pick like some kind of funny, there's nothing to see here, and it's like the Naked Gun thing. Even that is like sensitive information. If I put a link to a New York Times article, it says sensitive. So it's a wonder I think Eric H526, he's always retweeting and being such a great, awesome supporter. He's just retweeting. And I think that it's one of the big reasons that people get my tweets is because Eric retweets them right away. But I've been, pretty much shadow banned. I think that anyone who isn't like Chelsea Clinton or like hardcore Democrat, they just, Twitter. I've gone to Twitter with like police reports. They don't care. They're like, well, who are you? I'm like, well, I tell you who I am on my YouTube channel, and also on my website, all these things. They're like, well, we need your ID. I'm not going to give them my ID. I'm not going to give them information about me, Twitter. They wouldn't even like, if I even sent them a police report, like, well, we can't do anything. Whatever. So Twitter is like, well, then they said, well, the police officer said, arm yourself, pretty much, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then he said, like little different things they could do, depending on the circumstance. But it was like complete nonsense. It was just one of like a Twitter troll that was like threatening, like most Twitter trolls on the left. Horace, thank you so much. But eventually, like, he was like, yeah, you could do this, you could do that. I was like, eh. But ultimately, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you feel threatened, protect yourself, which meant Second Amendment, which was like, that first got me thinking, like, interesting. So the police officer is telling me that they really can't do much in most instances. So there you go. That's one of the things that initially got me started on the Second Amendment. But let's continue. So this is Dennis Kucinich, his op-ed in Fox here. So we'll get to Louie Gohmert again. But Louie Gohmert Louie Gohmert is being either wiretapped or surveilled or spied on. You can rest assured that Rod Rosenstein very likely has something to do with it. Of course, if he's not the one doing the redacting, somebody else around him has some kind of link to what's going on. President Trump's assertion that his phones at Trump Tower were tapped last year has been treated as hilarious, and in some circles is beyond contempt. Yeah, then they found out that everyone around him was wiretapped, and then they found out that people were unmasked, and then they said it was okay that it all happened. At first they say, oh my God, that's ludicrous. How dare you? Then they say, yes, there's every reason it's justified. It's not a problem at all. That's why Democrats will continue to lose. 714 people. Let's just go here. Congressional vote 6.4. It was 5.9 before. This is the July, August, September, October, November. And you can rest assured it'll get to within 3 again. Ain't going to work. Abolishing ICE is not going to get you votes throughout the country. Sorry. And especially when Obama utilized ICE to his advantage and actually went ahead and praised his own administration for deporting 2.5 million people as he was deporting them. But let's go ahead. So let's continue. I'm reading this Dennis Kucinich article because it's important to realize that it's not just Vance. Hello, Vance. Good evening, family. NSA deletes 685 million call records since 2015. Just more evidence of illegal surveillance. We all were spied on. Thank you, Vance. Yes. Exactly. Well, I mean, that's also, look, James Clapper lied under oath. So there you go. He lied under oath, as did John Brennan. Both lied under oath. So I was wiretapped in 2011 after taking a phone call in my congressional office from a foreign leader. That a secret recording had been made of this call was revealed to me by the Washington Times in 2015, a full 2 years after I left office. By the way, I don't believe there was a warrant. Well, let's see if Dennis Kucinich talks about a warrant to spy on him. The newspaper's investigative reporters called me saying they had obtained a tape of a sensitive telephone conversation they wanted me to verify. When I met them at a Chinese restaurant in Washington, they played back the audio of a call I had taken in my D.C. congressional office 4 years earlier. The call had been from Saif Gaddafi, a high-ranking official in Libya's government and a son of the country's ruler, Muammar Gaddafi. At the time, I was leading efforts in the House to challenge the Obama administration's war against Libya. The Gaddafi government reached out to me because its appeals to the White House and State Department to forestall the escalating aggression had gone unanswered. Like the Bush administration, Obama was full steam ahead. Terry Clemens, thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry Clemens, for your support of this channel. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Vance. Thank you, Horace. Thank you again, Terry. On the Libyan end, the risks of the conversation was that whatever phone was used to call my office might serve as a homing beacon for a drone strike. On the Libyan end, the risk of the conversation was that whatever phone was used to... okay. The possibility was minimized, I was told, by calling me on a cell phone that was used only once and then discarded. Somehow, the Washington Times had gotten its hands on the surreptitious recording. I authenticated the conversation, and parts of it were published by the newspaper, which provided online links where readers could listen to me talking with Mr. Gaddafi. The reporters did not say, nor did I ask, who made the tape. But the paper stories referenced secret audio recordings recovered from Tripoli. I have only my suspicions about their true provenance. The quality of the recording was excellent on both ends of the call. If sources had indeed discovered the tapes in Tripoli, there's no plausible explanation for how they would have chosen the Washington Times to carry the story. And which foreign intelligence service conceivably could have been interested in my phone call, had the technology to intercept it, and then wanted to leak it to the newspaper. There's a simpler explanation. I believe the tape was made by an American intelligence agency and then leaked to the Times for political reasons. If so, this episode represented a gross violation of the separation of powers. That is nothing new under President Obama's administration. President Obama's administration was notorious for spying. They even spied on the Senate. Dianne Feinstein was livid. John O'Brennan. We had to spy on the Senate. We couldn't let them know about our torture techniques. There's a simple, okay, shortly after the Times story was published, I alerted congressional leaders to the breach and then let them at rest, assuming that a series of routine Freedom of Information Act requests I had made in 2012 before leaving office would provide answers. 5 years later, I am still waiting for FOIA responses from some of the intelligence agencies. Oh, by the way, did you check out Christian Saucier, the Navy, the submarine, the sailor, who was imprisoned for 1 year for doing 1/1,000,000th of what Clinton did? He's going to represent himself. He wants Comey and Hillary. Both, well, Comey leaked classified information, and he's being investigated now. And oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton had special access program intelligence. So, ladies and gentlemen, share this segment about Louie Gohmert being spied on. I'm sure Congressman Gohmert would appreciate it. I would appreciate it because it's happening all the time. And even if you are a United States congressman, whether you're Dennis Kucinich on the left or Louie Gohmert on the right or a presidential candidate in President Donald Trump, you have been spied on by either the Obama administration or by people beholden to the Obama administration. Between Bush and Obama, you had two administrations that were two sides of the same coin. One was more socially liberal, but both were paranoid. One started the Patriot Act, and the other took it to new heights. So all this stuff, you know, how many times I've heard, Obama was the best president of my lifetime. Okay. Here we go. That's what people on the left are talking. It was the best president of my lifetime. Yeah, because you ignored everything he did wrong, from Libya to getting us into Yemen to spying on the American people, to spying on Trump and fabricating a Trump-Russia myth after he told everyone on CNN in a speech that it's impossible to rig the election, that all the experts, because Democrats love appeals to authority except when it proves them wrong. At first, Obama said all the experts say that it's impossible to rig the election. Then Obama said the intelligence community said the election was influenced by the Russians. So, and the intelligence community has no evidence, and they have hilarious warranty disclaimers. Nobody has read the DHS and ODNI report. I've read the report. It's nothing. There's nothing there. And they have disclaimers that are hilarious. 802 people watching, 30 minutes in, almost 30 minutes in. 5 years later, I'm still waiting for FOIA responses from some of the intelligence agencies. I cannot say with assurance that my Libya call was the only one intercepted. I cannot say with assurance that that call was the only one intercepted. So Dennis Kucinich knows very well if he had one call intercepted, he probably spoke about a whole bunch of matters regarding Libya, regarding other, because he's one of the true people on the left who actually has a value system. Dennis Kucinich is anti-war. He is very much like Rand Paul. Dennis Kucinich and Rand Paul both are against counterinsurgency wars. One's on the far left, one's on the right. I cannot say with assurance that my Libya call was the only one intercepted. That's because it wasn't, Congressman Kucinich. That's because a whole lot of your calls. That's because a whole lot of your calls were intercepted by President Obama's administration. Hope and change and spying. I have never gone public with this story, but when I saw the derision with which President Trump's claims were greeted, and notwithstanding our political differences, I felt I should share my experience. He's a man of honor, Kucinich is, and he's always been a man of honor. He was against Iraq. He stuck to his guns. And I love Bernie Sanders, but Kucinich is a fighter. I wouldn't call Bernie a fighter. Bernie fights, but when it comes to like the championship fight, he just kissed Hillary's ring. So, and it did nothing. I'm very happy for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Very happy she won. You know, God bless her. I'm happy she won. But the majority of the candidates, the Bernie-inspired candidates, did not win during the primaries, did not win. And there's a whole, I can explain my viewpoint on that, but then I'll get into a whole other diatribe. Once Bernie acquiesced, he gave Democrats the fuel, the ammunition to just simply go ahead and continue to cheat. So when the president raised the question of wiretapping on his phones in Trump Tower, he was challenged to prove that such a thing could happen. It happened to me. For 16 years, Dennis Kucinich served as a Democratic member of the U.S. House of Representatives for Ohio, representing Ohio's 10th Congressional District from 1997 to 2013. Dennis Kucinich, the man. Dennis Kucinich is the man. And we need more people like Dennis Kucinich in Congress. Even you might disagree with him, but he's honorable. He's honorable. And this whole kind of like ridiculous, oh my God, look at Trump again. Oh my God, look, it's Trump. Let's not believe him. Let's ignore all the evidence. This is good. Rosenstein.
Process to roll out if he maybe the president.
Rosenstein needs to go. He's hurting the country. He's hurting the Department of Justice. The deep state is far from being gone. Ladies and gentlemen, fire Mueller tomorrow. Fire Rosenstein. Get an interim number 2. Then fire Mueller and let the Democrats implode in their hate and anger. That's very simple. They don't have a majority. I've been kind of saying, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I was wrong, but now I'm like, I think that I've always been right in terms of fire Mueller. It's a opposition. They started with opposition research. That was the Steele dossier. That was a complete garbage document that everyone's BuzzFeed's suing the DNC. They're being sued. There's nothing there. Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, and Brennan all conspired along with people under them. Rosenstein's part of the whole deal. Fire Mueller and let them just, what are they going to do? They're not going to impeach Trump now. So if that, and that's not going to get people to the polls. Because whether you fire Mueller or keep Mueller, people are still, they still have the option of, oh, if the Democrats control the House, they can then get articles of impeachment into the Senate. Lexdad1193, thank you. Agent H.A. Rosenstein is an arch criminal. He thinks he's above the law. Give me some sessions telling Brennan the jig is up and an indictment is coming. Hi, may I speak to John, Brennan? Thank you so much. Hey, Brennan. What's up? How you doing? Good. I don't care what you do with FBI1060up.com. You're done. It's up. The game's over. You're going to get indicted for obstruction of justice and tampering with evidence and a whole bunch of other things. You should have gotten indicted with lying under oath, you liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I don't care what you do. Why don't you meet me outside the DOJ? Let's do this. I don't know karate, I know crazy. You better ask somebody. Oh, I'll get you good. Don't talk to me like that. I'm coming over your place right now. Yeah, you better believe it. Okay, boop out. Bye. LexDad1093, thank you. We have 800 people watching, and so let's hear this. Hold on, let's hear this.
President just wants the process to roll out. If he fires Rosenstein, the attention is going to be on him. Whereas if Rosenstein stays in power, you guys can continue to do the work, and the public will see the whole thing unfold in front of them.
Well, he does need to go. He is hurting the country. He's hurting justice. But the deep state is so far from being gone. In the morning, we're told there's going to be a guilty plea allowed by Imran Awan, who they're going to, as I understand, they're going to let him plead to some little something.
He was the IT specialist who was working
got
for
all
the
his
Democratic
family, got family members employed, and other people they owed money that they were ghost employees getting paid by there are over 40 Democrats involved.
So that's interesting. Okay, so they're going to allow a guilty plea on some ridiculous the procurement issue. Oh my goodness. They were sifting money off computers or whatever. It has nothing to do with the server, with all that information. And it's just, that's another crazy story right there. All of this has to do with Clinton and the Democratic money-making machine. All of this has to do with the Clinton Foundation and the fact that it's just a money-making machine, a money laundering machine. I mean, so the Awans are gonna, I guess, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. So what happened to Louie Gohmert? So hold on one second. Luke Rosiak should win a Pulitzer Prize. He deserves a Pulitzer Prize. He's literally the single-handedly. I wrote a book, but a lot of it is, you know, it pales in comparison. I mean, I cite Luke Rosiak's reporting left and right in the ebook. Luke Rosiak, it deserves a Pulitzer Prize. And so anyways, we're finding out now from Louie Gohmert that apparently the Awans are just going to be given some way out where Democrats don't have to disclose all the servers they use outside the U.S. government. Thank you so much for your kind words, everybody. But before we get to Louie Gohmert again, I have to explain something. Remember, I always tell you the same thing. And for the haters who have zero vision and who are beholden to whatever CNN and MSNBC and the Washington Post and the New York Times say, those haters, everything is either clickbait or, you know, absurd to them. Anything that isn't sanctioned by DC politics and the groupthink, like for example, Clinton losing, which I stated in 2015 she would do against Clinton against Trump. I stated she would lose against Trump, and in each one of my segments in the pinned comment, you can look at the 2015 YouTube segment. I think it was like October or November, where I state she'll lose swing states, she'll lose to Trump. But I almost I almost blanked out and then forgot what I was going to say, but as I usually do. But remember, I'm telling you this to all 855 people. Hillary Clinton will eventually get indicted. I think before Trump's first term is over, Trump will go ahead and win a second term. It's not his first term, it's the second term. She'll eventually get indicted. You cannot go ahead and continue to engage in criminal activities. That's why when Bill Maher was speaking to Ben Shapiro and he was like, oh, well, civility, they want to lock her up. Yeah, because she's a criminal, Bill. Because she committed crimes, Bill. Because she transferred special access program intelligence. That Navy sailor who took just a picture, who served a year, would have served his whole life had he done that. That poor guy should never have been a year away from his family for a year. And Hillary Clinton still gets to raise money, still is in the limelight, and she did infinitely worse, and she had a basement server. And we know Strzok hated Trump, and we know his actions were influenced by his hate. Even the Inspector General said so. So this is Gohmert on Tucker Carlson. Rosenstein is spying on me. Oh, Lord. This is just, what, like an hour ago. This is, Tucker Carlson. And I'm very happy. I've been published a bunch of times in the Daily Caller. Love the Daily Caller. Okay, here's Tucker Carlson.
Congressman, thank you for coming on.
Great to be with you, Tucker, anytime.
So, look, the last year and a half has taught us that nothing is impossible, and so I'm open-minded about everything. But it's a pretty heavy charge. Why do you think it is true?
Well, actually, I've been told by a number of different people in a position to know that, you're being watched, you're being listened to, and, you just brush it off. You can't let that kind of things control your life. And then I did a 48-page expose on Mueller, and it really came home as I prepared that. My gosh, this is their mode of operation. This is what they do. And then when you see they've destroyed Kirk Weldon's political career 2 weeks before his election, raiding an office and doing nothing with it, but now they're bringing his name back up years and years later because I understand he's about to come out with a book to disclose what all the manipulations there were. Look at Ted Stevens. I mean, Steve Hatfield. I mean, they know how to ruin people's lives. And I've not mentioned this before, but we had a private conversation with some of the people in our intelligence after we found out about all the
So he's being watched. Silence do good. When the FBI uses the victim card and the IG. Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I have to do a good Louie Gohmert one of these days. Silence do good, 100%. The FBI. Well, if you listen to Strzok, he's a victim now. That was one of my. So you heard from Congressman. Here you go.
That would be the U.S. F4. So
they being whom?
That would be the U.S. FBI intelligence. I didn't ask for a they, but I've had people in those departments tell me, they're watching, they're listening.
And it's not hyperbole. It's not paranoia. Gabbers, thank you, Gabbers. Thank you, Gabbers. Thank you so much, Gabbers, for your continued support. Buster Peak 21, will the inevitable epic primary in 20 and Trump re-election finally destroy the Democratic Party or what? Well, you know what? They'll rig the primary 100%. So you're right about that, Buster Peak 21. You're 100% right about that. I think that they'll be completely leveled and peacefully obliterated politically, peacefully. But I'm not, you know what? You're talking about people who are beholden to a giant fundraising apparatus. If the fundraising apparatus is destroyed, then they will be destroyed. If Hollywood, well, they don't have, Hollywood has lost all credibility already. Harvey Weinstein's going to, what, serve his whole life in prison? That's what happens when you were a monster. But I think that 2020, that's one of the reasons I'm voting for Trump, in addition to peace between North and South Korea and a whole bunch of other reasons, exposing FBI, corrupt FBI agents, being less hawkish. But I think Buster Pig 21 that I think it'll finally destroy what the current Democratic Party will no longer exist once Trump wins in 2020. So Gabbers, thank you, and Buster Pig 21. Yeah, the current Democratic Party will cease to exist. So, but you have a situation now where Louie Gohmert is being targeted. They targeted Trump. They targeted Kucinich. They spied on Dianne Feinstein's Senate. These are unelected officials, ladies and gentlemen. Unelected officials spying on elected officials. And you can rest assured they're doing so for the Democratic Party. They're not doing so for the Republican Party. Trump is not spying on anyone. And if he is, well, that could change. That could change. He could very well eventually start spying on people. But right now, he's a much more sympathetic figure than anyone on the Democratic side. Sidebar for just a moment, brother. Stipe Cormier. Ooh. Ortega or Holloway. I don't really know who will win with Ortega or Holloway. Stipe or Cormier, I think. I don't know. Maybe Daniel Cormier? I'm not sure. I don't know. Stipe Miocic is awesome. Maybe Stipe Miocic, yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna try to watch that fight. Well, I don't know if I can. I'll try to. Thank you, Britton Johnson. Thank you. It's going to be a great one. That's going to be a real fight. And it's not going to have any controversy. And it's just going to be that's something that, gosh, when is it? I have to go ahead. Oh, gosh, I have to find out. When is it? What time is it? Go to a bar someplace and Stipe and time. Saturday, July 7th. What time? Oh, 10 p.m. Eastern is the main card. So 7 p.m. Pacific. Wow. I might have to treat myself and go someplace and watch it. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Thank you, Britton Johnson. I'm going to really try to watch that. Justice League. Thank you, Justice League. Thank you, Justice League. Benjamin Nash. I am a conservative that has been watching you since 5,000 subs. Thank you, Benjamin Nash. Thank you. It's a long time. I once told you that you are my favorite progressive. I must say I've really enjoyed watching you red pill yourself. Thank you, Benjamin. It's been enjoyable for me also because it's like it feels great not being part of a cult anymore. I was never really part of the cult. Thank God they never accepted me. Thank God they wrote hit pieces on me, which kept me like thinking like I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Raw Story, Daily Beast, they all write hit pieces. Wonkat, they all write hit pieces on me. They still do. But thank God they did, because they kind of like each time they woke me up. Then you have people who are like, "You're not real, true progressive." I was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm just gonna." And then they sued WikiLeaks. I'm like, I'm voting for Trump 2020. Trump 2020. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, don't let them eat." Like, let the person eat the salmon. Let the person eat the ice cream. You're not gonna change laws, and you didn't care when Obama deported 2.5 million people. Benjamin Nash, thank you so much for watching for so long. I remember one time one troll said to me, like, oh, this guy only has like 4,000 subs. He's a nobody. Like that to me. Like, you just like other trolls. And I was like, you know, hopefully one day I get to 10,000 subs. I would like 10,000. That would be nice. Now I have a whole bunch of subs, and it's because of people like Benjamin Nash who've been watching me for so long. So thank you, Benjamin. I greatly appreciate that. You've been, I mean, that's a long time. That's a long time to listen to my insanity. I just really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support of this channel. Mike Sherman, hashtag walk away. Oh my God, what a great movement. I have to, that great movement that gentleman started, a great movement. Great movement. Absolutely. Hashtag walk away. Absolutely. JB Goth, will there be a red wave? By the way, I love your Smith shirt. Thank you. The Smiths are great. Yeah. It's old school, old school Morrissey, and yeah, Smiths are awesome. Will there be a red wave? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I don't know if there's there's going to be a red wave, but Republicans vote at a higher rate generally in primaries than Democrats. So Democrats face a really big problem because thank you everybody. Democrats face a big problem because they don't know what their message is. So they want to abolish ICE, and then they will not want to abolish ICE before the election, before 2020, before 2018, the midterm. So we're approaching 1 hour. Let's keep this rocking. We have a good number of people. Gohmert, Rosenstein prefers sources who hate Trump. It's true. Gohmert has been on Gohmert has been on Rosenstein's behind since day one, and Devin Nunes as well. And I think I don't even know if I got to what I was trying to tell everybody. So we have 900 people here, and I want to tell everybody, this is Justice League. Thank you again, Justice League. It's not sustainable, ladies and gentlemen. It's not sustainable. I think I got to it. I think I already said that Clinton will get indicted eventually. But it is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. There are too many reasons why the intelligence community will, first of all, the intelligence community will eventually slither towards Trump. So time is on Trump's side. He's going to be president until 2020. He'll win again. But time is on Trump's side. Democrats have nobody. They have a movement. The left hates each other. They hate themselves. There's zero unity on the left. And there are different pockets. The establishment Democrats hate Bernie Sanders. There are Bernie Sanders voters that hate establishment Democrats. There are people to the left of Bernie Sanders that hate Bernie Sanders but are okay with establishment Democrats, if you could believe that. Even though they claim to hate them, it's all a bunch of nonsense. And then you have the establishment who is like, okay, well, you know what? At the end of the day, please rally. You better rally behind us, or else you're a Nazi, even if you're Jewish. And all of this crazy. And Obama did the same or worse. And thank you. I like to think that I'm so proud and honored that I have patriots on this channel who watch of all different ethnicities, Black, white, Asian, Latino, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, everyone watching. This channel is a place for everyone to watch, especially if you don't like the Democratic Party. You might not even agree with anything I say, but if you don't like the Democratic Party, well, you know what? You'll like the channel. And Democrats will not win. They will not win. They're not going to go ahead. Let's put it this way. In Pennsylvania, they did everything possible to get Connor Lamb to win. Everything possible. And they barely won. They barely won. And you're not going to get liberal voters do not turn out for issues like, okay, so yeah, Blake Foster, any socialist candidate will lose 15% of Democratic voters. They either won't vote or go for Republican. They lose the elderly and sensible centrists. That's true. I have an interesting, though, take on this. I always said I would not vote for a socialist when I was writing on, like, you know, to say that Bernie was infinitely better than Clinton. I wrote like 100+ articles in The Hill, The Huffington Post, and Salon. Bernie Sanders was a democratic socialist. Even Vox and others tried to paint him as a socialist. The thing is, though, there is a big difference, and he wanted to go ahead and break up too big to fail banks, which would make capitalism work better. But see, that message is lost. Bernie should never have made it an issue. If, in my mind, he should never have he should just, if you wanted to win, you don't go ahead and, you know, get into like this semantic quagmire. He should never have said he was a democratic socialist. Just whatever. He just say he was a Democrat. Whatever. Okay, maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe he has to be himself. Fine. He could have won had he not been cheated, even with saying good company. Here we all believe in the Constitution. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially the Bill of Rights. Absolutely. Silence do good. Thank you. But you are right, Blake Foster. You can't go ahead and you can't say that you can't allow the Republican, if you're Democrats, you can't allow the Republican Party to say that, okay, here there's socialists. Because even though there are polls that say young Americans are okay with socialism, but young people don't vote in primaries, number one. And young people are moving away from Democrats, according to recent polls. And then the people who do vote for primaries, people in their like 40s to 70s, they are not down with the word. So why? So that's another stupid thing for Democrats. Justice League, HA equals Q, follow the alphabet. Justice League. I'm not really into Q Justice League, but I don't have any problems with anybody who is. I'm not, you know, it's all good. I don't believe any anonymous source. That's different from if you have a journalist like Seymour Hersh who has an anonymous source. Fine, that you know at least there's a journalist who is reputable and award-winning, and they have an anonymous source, and the anonymous source is a human being that they can, you know, that exists. Q could be a college student, or he could be somebody perhaps in the know, but somebody with nefarious intentions. You just don't know. If somebody is, let's say, like people say, oh, he's proven right. Well, okay, but you don't know where he's going to lead you. Gabbers. Keep forwarding the walkaway video. At Palmer report and others saying that is a Russian bot campaign. Huh? Everything they don't like is a Russian bot. Everything they don't like is a Russian bot. Everything they don't like is a Russian bot. And what's taking place is there are more H.A. Goodmans out there. There are more people. There are more people who are moving away from the left. A lot more people. There is a wonderful lady who is just wonderful. She's watched this channel and she's supported my work for a long time. and her name is Shala Collins. I used to be a Democrat. I ran off the Democratic. Okay. I changed my party affiliation. I'm never going back. Dem exit. Hashtag walk away movement growing. Walk away. Hashtag walk away now. Hashtag walk away from Democrats. I love winners, so I'm supporting real Donald Trump. 9.5 thousand retweets, 33,000 likes. Shala Collins, God bless you. And it's good. It's good. Very good. There are people like me, H.A. Goodman, Shala Collins, a whole bunch of people rooting for Trump or voting for Trump or have left the Democratic Party. My buddy Zach Haller, the shirtless pundit, left the Democratic Party. My buddy Anomaly left the Democratic Party. Both are, supportive in many ways of Trump. And I mean, you want to talk about like the echelon of the top of Hollywood, Kanye West, Roseanne Barr, a whole bunch of celebrities who were like, you know what, the heck with the Democratic Party, I'm done. I mean, it's not, they don't stand for anything. They don't stand for anything. 4th of July, I'd like to see Democratic politicians, instead of getting upset with Trump about the NFL, if you really care, or if you pretend, then I would like to see Nancy Pelosi take a knee. Why doesn't Pelosi or Schumer take a knee? Trump's not stopping anyone from doing anything. Trump's voicing his views. That's a First Amendment issue. Yeah, he's going ahead and he's you could say influencing, but the NFL is the players' organization can go ahead and say, no, we're going to strike because of this. He's not preventing anyone from doing anything. If Democrats care about that, and I wrote in defense of Colin Kaepernick. Shy, H.A., big shout out to our patriot neighbors across the pond in UK. They are honoring President Trump with huge rally on July 14th, despite the Queen. Free thinkers, hashtag walk away, free Julian Assange. Thank you, Shy. Thank you so much. Thank you to the patriots in the UK and all the good people in the UK who watch this channel. I'm very fortunate to have people in England and Scotland watch this channel. And today, what did I say today? I said I want haggis. I feel like one day eating haggis. I've never tried it. And then the live stream erupted in, don't do it. Don't do it. No. I don't know. Looks good to me. But Shy, thank you. Big shout out to our patriot neighbors across the pond in the UK. They are honoring President Trump with huge rally on July 14th, despite the Queen. Buster Peak 21. Do you think with how entrenched in neoliberal capitalism we are, we'll be able to change the system without violent revolution? Bernie is calling for political revolution. Not sure it's possible. I think the system, I think too big to fail banks, the giant banks have to be broken up. Even Alan Greenspan talked about that, and Bernie advocated that. But see, the thing is, Buster Peak 21, is that Amy Shaw Trump 2029. So, wait, 2024, 2028, yeah. Ivanka? I'd vote for Ivanka. She's wonderful. She's wonderful. Thank you, Amy Shaw. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Buster Peak 21 and everyone watching, there will not be any violence in terms of a revolution in this country. Francis Petronsky, thank you, Francis. Thank you, Francis. What will take place is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. Power will be power is dwindling from people who have had a stranglehold on power for decades. If you want to say the Clinton dynasty or whatever you want to call it, Bill and Hillary, their power is dwindling. When you see that people, when you hear that Louie Gohmert is being spied on, or Rod Rosenstein smirking and Peter Strzok lying in testimony, these are last ditch effort, last attempts at keeping power. Ooh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just reading something. Jeez. Won't bring that up on the live stream, I'll tell you that. It's on my Twitter. Okay. So Amy Shaw, Buster Peak 21, Shy, because there are a lot of people who are like, oh, what's going to happen with this country? Is there going to be like a revolution, or is there going to be some kind of violent? No, there won't. When the left tries to spew nonsense, what they don't get is that nobody wants a violent confrontation, and people on the right have they're the ones who take the Second Amendment seriously. So it's like ridiculous. Kind of typical Democrat nonsense. They don't even know what they're talking about. And what I'm saying is that eventually you're going to get Clinton indicted. Once she's indicted, we can then move on as a country. But Sessions has to wait. Sessions cannot... Sessions, to his credit or to his defense, needs to increase the political capital, the political will, and he's doing that. Devin Nunes is the man. Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Ron DeSantis, Lee Zeldin, Mark Meadows, Doug Collins, the Georgia Bulldog. They're all awesome. Nunes is great. He's absolutely fantastic. And another thing, what the thing is, like the hate that people have for Trump, it's such a vapid, hollow. It's not true. Like they hate him because of his personality. They don't hate him for a value system, because Obama did the same things or worse. Obama was more militant. Obama deported more people. Obama was just as ruthless in terms of, if you want to use the word ruthless, or if you want to use the word utilize ICE in the same manner to deport people. In fact, the Senate ruled that Obama did worse than Trump. That's in the New York Magazine article. So and they think that, like, when Maxine Waters or other Democrats are like, okay, don't let them eat in peace, that doesn't change policy. It actually makes Trump more sympathetic. When Obama spied on him in 2015 and they went ahead, yes, Don Drysdale, exactly. And then they don't allow people to eat and all these things. And then De Niro says F Trump right before the meeting with Kim Jong-un. And then Peter Fonda goes after Barron Trump in the most disgusting way. I hope the Secret Service goes after him for that. And when you do all of these things, you hate. It didn't work in 2016. It's not going to work in 2018. It's not going to work in 2020. You can't pretend that you have policies in the form of hate. Hate of Trump and fear of Russia will not get out the vote for Democrats. Blake Foster, Ivanka advocates for paid maternity leave. How can you vote for her? I think that policy is moronic. Your thoughts? Blake, I don't know if it's that. I don't think it's moronic. I can understand arguments against it, but maybe giving birth to a baby, I think it's a good thing. that you get paid. Maybe from a financial perspective, you're saying it's not justified. I can understand that argument. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to debate, or I'm not going to like make a counter argument based on like this, being morally superior. That's the Democrats are like, oh, dare you, paid? You don't like mothers? No, there are different ways to looking at things. So I perhaps disagree with you, but I think that it's okay. Paid maternity leave. I think that it's all right, but I don't know I haven't really heard the counter argument against it. Like, I'm sure there's a counter argument from a financial sense. So, Sheila Marie, would you attend a Trump rally? I watched them in North Dakota. One of 24,000 people. Can we send you? We would. Please watch one for the electricity of his base. Sheila Marie, when I was a hardcore, like the Huffington Post said, the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, I didn't even go to a Bernie rally when he was in California. So I probably wouldn't go to a Trump rally. Maybe. I probably wouldn't. Just because, well, I mean, it depends. Depends. I probably wouldn't, though. Like if I'm going to go to a rally or like a big stadium, I want it to be a USC football game, or maybe, an Angels game or a Dodgers game or something like that. But Sheila Marie, your enthusiasm is contagious. I'll have to rethink that. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Sheila, thank you so much, as always. Amy Shaw, thank you. Trump 2029. Or maybe 2028, but... Space Force One, you are awesome. Space Force One, you're so generous and awesome. Thank you. And the Space Ghost is just awesome. Space Force One. Okay, let's read that. Let me get the sound level going good. Okay, Space Force One. I think what the country really needs, what the country really wants most of all, end cronyism, equal justice under the law, regardless of station in life, white, black, rich, poor, Democrat, or Republican. Well said, beautifully said, beautifully said. Eloquent, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, and that's what happens when Clinton gets indicted. Finally, this giant weight off all of our soldiers. I mean, all of our shoulders. Silence do good. Thank you, silence do good. The counter businesses wouldn't want to hire young women as they would be bad investments to offer training, wasted money for benefits. Okay. Space Force One, thank you as always. It's true. I think what the country really wants most of all, end cronyism, equal justice under the law, regardless of station in life, white, black, rich, poor, Democrat, or Republican. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a beautiful sentiment for July 4th. And we can get to that really quickly by Sessions indicting Clinton. That's Blake Foster, the counter. The business, businesses wouldn't want to hire young women as they would be a bad investment in dollars and training, wasted money and benefits. So that's the counter. That's the financial counter argument. Okay. 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 Yeah, I mean, that would be the counter argument. Absolutely. No Siegel J. HA, I think you should go do a crazy Ann Maxine impression. Keep up the good work. You obsess about all the right things. Thank you. Amy Shaw, thank you. No Siegel J, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. No Siegel. Thank you. Thank you. And if I obsess with Mad Trump, lock her up is when it happens, it'll be just indictments on whatever charges. You pick a crime, any crime. Rudy Giuliani has 20 statutes just under the RICO laws. But I don't think she'll ever get locked up, actually. I think she'll get probably pardoned, or it'll just take forever, and she'll, the court trial would be amazing. I mean, could you imagine? That would be the trial of the century. But, yeah. Space Force. I think what the country really wants most of all, end cronyism, equal justice under the law, regardless of station in life, white, black, rich, poor, Democrat, or Republican. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're well past 1 hour, and we got 903 people. Solid 903 people. So they're going after Louie Gohmert now. And it's just, that's not a sustainable, when I say it's not sustainable, you can't continue to spy on people, especially people who aren't doing anything wrong. If they wanted to spy on me or you, they wouldn't find anything. Azali Pot, thank you so much for your continued support. HA, I've been unfaithful to you. I've been seeing Jimmy Dore in Portland. He's awesome. It was great seeing the show. Love Jimmy Dore, but I love you more. Thank you, Azali Pot. Thank you. Jimmy Dore's a great comedian, and I love his work. And he's a great voice in politics. He's been retweeted by WikiLeaks a million times. And he's just a very, very strong voice in politics. I think that he's one of the, the great voices on the left. I'm a fan of Jimmy Dore's work, and I think that he's awesome. I think Jimmy's awesome. Thank you, Azali Pot. Thank you. Thank you so much for your continued support. CJ Ackerman, HA and Hard Bastard need to not live stream at the same time. If anybody has to go to HB now, I understand. HB is awesome. HB is awesome. CJ Ackerman, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, thank you, CJ Ackerman. And Azali Pot, thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, Jimmy Dore is great. Louie Gohmert is being spied on. Dennis Kucinich was spied on. Trump even had his server spied on. Amy Shaw, profanity alert, HA. Amy Shaw, thank you. Thank you, Amy Shaw. You know, the funny thing is, for the live streams, I don't do the profanity alerts anymore. But, for the uploads, I would always do profanity alerts. But I'll definitely find one of these days, get my act together and get the shirts done. But, Eric H526, I'm watching both HA and HB. That's awesome. Amy Shaw, thank you so much. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Azali Pot, thank you again. CJ Ackerman, thank you. Amy Shaw, thank you. And the thing is, like, Sheila Marie thinks, do you think Obama contemplated pardoning Hillary after Trump's win? He could pardon indictment or not. If so, did she not allow it? Arrogance. No. If anything, I think Obama secretly wants Clinton to be indicted. And I've stated that for a long time. That's why he didn't pardon her. She committed crimes. He could have pardoned her. She didn't have to be convicted, or she didn't have to be charged with anything. You just pardon her just for any future crimes regarding that. Obama hates Clinton. Obama hates Clinton. Michelle Obama hates Clinton. Why? Because the Clintons are racist. And they used racism against Obama. And President Obama had to play ball because he's a Democrat, and he once the Clintons get indicted, or Hillary gets indicted, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama will control the Democratic Party, which will be better for the Democratic Party. A lot better than two criminals named Bill and Hillary. Mainly Hillary. Bill, criminal also, but no bigger criminal than Hillary Clinton. But Sheila Marie, thank you. That's a great question too, because the thing is, Obama had a chance to pardon Hillary Clinton, And the thing is, it's never going to end. We have still, what, 1.2 million documents, and they got all these, like, 1 million documents, 1.3 million from Michael Cohen. Oh my God, it's going to flip. So, like, just the theoretical flipping is enough for people to talk. The actual crimes with evidence, no, it's already happened. It was we covered for her fair and square. It was a cover-up. It was a fair and square cover-up. It was an illegal fair and square cover-up. So, you know. No, I know. But it's still better. I think that all of this, Obama is complicit in everything. But he's still better than Hillary. Let's put it this way. People had a choice between Obama and Hillary. They had a choice between Bernie and Hillary. They had a choice between Trump and Hillary. You could, if it was like, you know, just put anybody but Hillary, they'll pick anybody else. Chris Light. Christ Light. HA, look at Alexander Downer in high heels on Google Images. I did. It was hilarious. Nothing wrong if you enjoy that. Not a problem at all. But I don't know. Downer didn't look good in high heels. Downer probably doesn't look good in anything. I call him Dumbo Downer. So Christ Light, thank you. I will. I did. Was he wearing like nylons or pantyhose also? No, that's maybe another image I was watching. No, just joking. Alexander Downer. Dumbo Downer, I call him. The guy who got Papadopoulos drunk. Wow, what a fantastic, what a great guy. What a great guy this guy is. What a fantastic guy he is. Thank you, Christ Light. Thank you. He looks better than Rudy Giuliani in drag. That's awesome. Azalipot, thank you. Christ Light, thank you. Or Chris Light? No, am I reading it correctly? Your first name? I'll just go with Christ Light. All right, let's just check what's going on the diabolical site called Twitter. Let's see. Newly attained Mero Congress's top cops said House Democratic server vanished. This is Luke Rosiak. This is today. Oh, they lost the server, and a memo marked urgent. The House Democratic Caucus server went missing soon after it became evidence in a cybersecurity probe. Of course, it went missing. Everything just goes missing. Nobody even. Tamara Friedman. Sorry, I'm late. I was defending attacks from the left on my Facebook page. Tammy Friedman, if anyone wants to help, you know, Tamara, let me tell you something. Thank you so much for your continued support on this channel. And I say this because I care about you. I care about everybody here. I want to tell you, Tamara, don't waste, and believe me, I don't take my own advice. Don't waste 1 second on Facebook or Twitter arguing with anyone. Unless it's a short exchange, it never, you're dealing with a cult. You're dealing with a cult that has selective amnesia, that, forgets, they don't know what Google is. They don't know Obama, ICE, 2014, 2015, or 2011. It's too much. They can't do that. Obama, Libya, Obama, Clinton server. These things are too much. So Tamara, you're a wonderful human being. Don't let anybody on the left waste your time. I have wasted so much time on Twitter. And it's so sad because I have better things to do than to just, I'm talking about wasting, I'm talking about it from 2014, 15, 16 with hardcore liberal, Democrats. who were like hated Bernie. Now I don't even really argue with people like with the whole like supporting Trump. I don't even argue with people. Thank God they've given up on me. So, you know, thank God they've given up on me. So, and you know, like, what can you do? Like my thing is like, I have love in my heart for Bernie Sanders. I don't have any hate in my heart. I'm happy that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez won. Good. Anything that destroys the Democratic Party slowly and peacefully and obliterates them peacefully and politically is fantastic. What's wrong with that? That's fantastic. And thank you everyone for your kind words. And at least Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez believes her value system. Eric Hebert, I want all patriots to know Brennan, Obama, Clinton, Clapper, and the HA After Dark 1380 Democrats will be given justice inside or out of the DOJ fact. Yes. Eric Hebert, Tamara Friedman, thank you as always. Eric Hebert, thank you as always. Thank you, Eric, as always, for your kindness. John Burniton, thank you, John. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you, John. Burniton, thank you, John, very much. Thank you, John. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, John Burniton. Thank you. Eric Hebert, we will be doing an HA After Dark a little later. That's for sure. I can tell you that. John Burniton, thank you so much. Jeff McDaniel, 100. AJ Goodman is the only call we need. Thank you, Jeff McDaniel, 100. Thank you. Well, you got everybody. Everybody is just absolutely wonderful here. And, you know, thank you, Josh. John Burniton, thank you. And Jeff McDaniel, 100, thank you as always. Yes, I'm married. Yes, I'm married. Yeah. Somebody asked on the thing. So 906 people. Thank you. Everyone is just wonderful. 906 people. Just remember this, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that when it all goes down in the next couple of weeks, you know, we'll have lots of good stuff to talk about because it's going down. The Office of Professional Responsibility is going to, you know, just go off on a whole bunch of these people. A video about the multiverse brought me here. Yes. Let's just go really quickly and make sure that, by the way, I've been neglecting my Second Amendment channel, but I have a surprise for everyone. I think it's a beautiful surprise later this week. That's just, you know, something I think. One thing Kamala Harris said also, she's like, I was a prosecutor. I prosecuted people. Yes, yes. But see, Democrats always, they try to play that they try to like straddle both. Oh, we're very tough, but we're also compassionate. It doesn't really work at all. Rebecca, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. President. You guys will find out. Rebecca, thank you. I have to say that as I've gotten into the Second Amendment, my favorite round is the 45 ACP. I like it more than a 9mm or 10mm for the semi-auto handguns. And I would say my favorite round for a revolver is a 357, even though it's very difficult to shoot. And I would say that an AR is obviously easier to shoot than my AK. But I'm going to start shooting a lot more ARs because you can go rent them at the range. And the great thing is that at Oak Tree, I don't have to bring my AK-47. So a lot of places you have to bring your rifle, and that's the only way you can rent. Adambomb 31458, thank you. Thank you, Adambomb 31458, thank you. That's okay, cool, yeah. 1911s, really like 1911s a lot. I like, yeah, Glock is great. I've shot the Glock 20, Glock 17, Glock 19. I should do a playlist. I have to do a playlist in my other channel. I shot at Glock 17, 19, 21, 30, SF 36. So 5 Glocks I've shot. And I shot a Nighthawk Talon 1911, which is really cool because it's like a $3,000 firearm that the range, one of the ranges had, that I was like, dang, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I heard the Dan Weston's awesome too. Super, wow. Let's see. Okay, so and you're talking to a guy who used to write gun control articles. I wrote about that in the Daily Caller article. That was retweeted by the NRA. I had a feeling the NRA would retweet the article, and I was right. And Gun Owners of America, I joined both. Gun Owners of America. I might join some more organizations. I really feel passionate about, you know, the Bill of Rights. It's important. I think that Tuesday and tomorrow and the next, well, we have tomorrow and then we have July 4th. I think tomorrow is going to be fireworks before the fireworks. John Burnington, thank you. Thank you again. FBI dating site. Okay. We'll do that. Then I'll do a little rounds on Twitter. Then we'll slowly wrap this up before 8 after dark. So, how are you this evening, Mr. President? Good. Well, we're gonna shut down the FBI. Want to fix you up.com? Yeah, we're gonna shut them down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Yes, I know. Well, I don't know. There's no more Strzok, no more Page, no more Klansmith, no more Moyer, no more Agent 1, no more McCabe, no more Kobe. We cleaned house. Ain't got nothing left. They're all gone. Poo-poo out. I got to answer this. So I'm going to try maybe hopefully. Mark Kulach. Why are there so many Rod Rosenstein defenders on Twitter? Because Twitter, there's a lot of, they say Russia bots. There's actually Hillary and Democratic bots. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if I could give you any advice from this schmucky guy named H.A., please save your energy. If you see anyone who's a cult member, I'm Democrat. If you see anyone who's a discount, if you see anyone who is a disgruntled, angry, butthurt, pseudo, fake, phony, liberal, Democrats, don't converse with them, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. They will pretend they're morally superior. They will not know that Obama did the same things or worse. And they think that Trump is an anomaly when, the joy we're all going to have on the live stream when Trump wins. I venture to say this will be one of the biggest live streams on YouTube after the election, hopefully. And I can't wait to have you all there in November of 2020. Yes. It's also going to be a great live stream when in this November when Republicans sweep the House and Senate. Because there's if you have a good economy and you have a Democrats in turmoil, you can say goodbye to any you could say goodbye to any blue wave. The only blue wave you're going to see is in the toilet bowl. But yeah, I think, you know, hashtag walk away is a great thing. Just walk away. Just if you're in the Democratic Party, leave and never vote again until they learn. Until they're less hawkish. Let's put it that way. Let's just leave it at that. Until they're less hawkish. We are being vindicated. Sean, we're being vindicated all the time, every day. I think tomorrow is going to be just a crazy day. So get ready for some awesome political analysis. And this live stream is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been such a pleasure. And I want to thank everybody in the super chat. My goodness, you're just absolutely wonderful. You give the ultimate incentive to just continue, do these 2-hour blocks. Says here 2 hours, so it's almost 2 hours. And I'm trying to do a whole bunch of live streams every day. And it is just always fantastic to hang with everyone here. I have literally the best, I would say the best live stream on YouTube. Krillin876, hey, did you hear that there are people protesting Morrissey? He had to cancel his tour. Left is cannibalizing itself. Why? Because of what he said about Trump? Okay, so I'll find out. Krillin876, I will find that right now. Shy, do you know John Dugan, former Marine, Palm Beach Department Sheriff, whistleblower? He set up DNC server, leaked emails. He evaded FBI, exiled to Russia, and gave to WikiLeaks. God bless him. I don't. That, I mean, I try not to talk about that issue on YouTube anymore. But I'm on RT. Just type in H.A. Goodman RT, and then you'll see that segment. But Shai, thank you so much for your support and for bringing that up. No Siegel J, thank you. Thank you, No Siegel J. Thank you again. Shy, I'm going to hold on one second. Leslie A, 1965. Why do you tend to think that Hillary will never see the inside of a jail cell? I think that because once the curtain is drawn and her power is completely, you know, there's no more the veneer, the prestige, the power, the influence is completely destroyed from the charges. I think that either Trump will pardon her or I hope I'm wrong. If she sees the jail cell, great. I just think that there will be charges. I'm not certain. I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just not certain about charges. So Jeff Poison, Jeff challenge, do impression of Mueller as Colonel Clank from Hogan's Heroes. I forgot Colonel Clank. I forgot how he sounds. I know nothing. I can't do it. Oh gosh, I can't do it. What did he say? I know nothing. I know nothing. I forgot Colonel Clank. Hogan's Heroes was awesome. Krillin876, Morrissey. Let me just go ahead and Morrissey. Oh my God. Singer's problematic views. Oh my God. If they're turning on Morrissey, that's like a curse on them. The left is cursed now. Morrissey will curse them. Morrissey will curse them. Oh my God. And that's the thing, like the younger generation is not as devoted to Morrissey. Morrissey critics hails postponed UK gigs. Singer crossed the line in his support of far-right leader Tommy Robinson. He crossed the line. Give me a break. You don't even have to agree with Tommy Robinson. You just agree. You just defend his right to say what he wants. Morrissey is an old school British rocker. He is an old school British rocker who an English rocker who remembers what it's like to he remembers a world where censorship was Orwellian. And Morrissey is like, what, this hardcore vegan? Hardcore, like, I know he's a vegetarian. Is he a vegan? Yeah, hardcore vegan. Like, and very much on the left. But honestly, like, if you're Morrissey, what do you care? He is an absolute legend. I'm not saying this because I'm wearing a Smith shirt. I'm just saying he's an absolute legend. An absolute legend. So, you know, that, you know, in more people need to be like Morrissey or Kanye West, or just, they need to just be like, you know what? Like Morrissey and Kanye West don't need anyone's approval. So, I mean, Dave Haslam, the veteran DJ and author who has led criticism of the singer Morrissey. You're just hurting yourself. You want to now ban Morrissey's music, or, you know what, prevent him from performing. You're hurting yourself. Morrissey should then just go, wait, I don't even know this. Dave Haslam, the veteran DJ and author who has led criticism of the singer Morrissey for his support of the jailed founder of a British far-right group, said on Saturday he believed the former frontman for the Smiths had just crossed the line. Crossed what line? He didn't say anything, you know, racist or anything. He just said the guy has a right to speak. Speaking after a last-minute decision to postpone a string of Morrissey's British and European concerts due to begin this week, Haslam rejected fans' accusations that his public campaign against the singer's views was unfair. So who is this guy? That's I've become more and more concerned about is defending Tommy Robinson. So what are you going to do? Haslam, BBC, referring to the founder of the English Defence League who is serving 10 months prison. Okay, so you're going to, what, block Morrissey's tour? That'll show everyone to think the right way. What even, you know. If you turn on Morrissey, that's like like you're like cursed now. I'm joking, kind of. By the way, this type of maniacal, frenzied insanity regarding political views, like you can say that a person should not be imprisoned because of his views and disagree with the views. Oh, so wait, he canceled. So Smith's canceled. Wait, the former Smiths man has now canceled a tour after being criticized for. Stop me. Okay, so. Wait, I don't even know who canceled. It doesn't even really explain. Oh, Morrissey has canceled all his upcoming UK and European shows. Okay. So I thought other people canceled it for him. Well, if he doesn't feel like performing because he knows people are going to, you know, try to ruin the concert, then there you go. You've done it to yourself. Now, music and a legend has been, you've managed to hurt yourselves. Congrats. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts below. Now Morrissey is too conservative for people, which is hilarious. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much for your continued support to the Super Chat. My goodness, thank you so much. Thank you for everything. And to everybody in the live stream, thank you so much. Thanks to my buddy Sean for all the great information as always. Thank you to Eric, H526. Thank you to Morrissey. Thank you to all the Super Chat people. You are absolutely wonderful. And I'll see you at HA After Dark. I love you all. God bless you. See you later this evening. Hit subscribe right now. Share this segment everywhere. Thank you so much for listening.